G'day everybody at home. So this is for adults taekwondo and kickboxing training session. We've got a few different drills planned for you today. We're trying to incorporate a little bit of fun and coordination work into your drills. The first one, what you're going to need, if you don't have tennis balls or bouncy balls at the house, you can use anything. You can use like a couple of bundles of rolled up socks, anything you can throw and catch. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few different ways you can do this drill. I'm going to use Sam as a training partner. If you're lucky enough to have someone else in the house that you can be training with, that's great. If not, I'm going to show you a way that you can do it without a training partner. So the first one, Sam, come over here. So let's say I've got my rolled up socks, my bean bags, or my bouncy balls.
Hey everybody.
So the first drill, we're just going to go, I'm going to give Sam one ball. He's going to throw it to me and I'm going to throw it to him. We're going to catch at the same time. One, we catch. One, we catch. So you can catch with both hands. It's not really about going left to right now. It's just being able to keep your eye on the ball while you're throwing and catching. Also try not to hit one ball into the other. Second phase, now, Sam's going to have the yellow ball in his right hand and I'm going to catch with my left, and I've got the blue ball in my right hand, he's going to catch with his right, left. So, now as we throw, it always stays on that side of the body. Always stays on that side of the body. So you notice the left is always over here, the yellow is always over this side, and the blue is also always over this side. Now, let's say you got someone who wants to be a little bit trickier, they can throw a bit lower sometimes, or even higher sometimes, so you don't know where it's going to come from. You're always focusing on the hand that you're throwing with, but more importantly, where the other one's coming from, okay? And as you do it, you want to challenge it a little bit faster each time. Let's see how we go here, Sam. We'll see how fast you can go. Yay! Ready? One. You know, Sam and I are trying to keep that 1.5 metres apart. If you've got a training buddy home, you might want to be a little closer, or you can challenge by going a bit further away. Right, now, obviously with rolled up socks, bean bags, or even like, I don't know, like a small fluffy children's toy, you can use those as well. Just anything you've got in the house that you can use. Hopefully you've got bouncy balls or tennis balls. If you don't have a training partner and you do have the bouncy balls, I'll get Jimmy to come on the side now. You do the exact same thing on the wall. So now I'm thinking to myself, right, I'm throwing 1, 2, 1, 2, it's almost like juggling, and I'll go some low ones, some higher ones, I might try and throw one while the other one's still bouncing, and I'm trying to increase the speed, agility and timing of the throwing and catching. So a really good hand-eye coordination. Okay adults, so the second warm-up drill, we're going to incorporate some technique with boxing. And this particular drill, it's a building drill. What we do is you try and incorporate your covers, covering side to side, also slipping and weaving. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of times real slow. If you are new at the club or you haven't done this drill before, I want you to take it step by step and pause the video if you need to. So here's the drill. We do left jab, right cross, cover, left jab, right cross, cover left, cover right. Left jab, right cross, slip to the right, slip to the left, left jab, right cross, weave under to the right, and weave under to the left. I'm going to do it one more time and then I'll break it down and we'll explain each part. So, jab, cross, cover, jab, cross, cover, cover, jab, cross, slip, slip, jab, cross, weave, and weave. Okay, now, let's break down the individual parts. I'll start on 45 so you can see what my body's doing and how I'm going forward and backwards throughout the drill. Obviously on my jab cross, I'm stepping for the jab and I'm twisting for the right cross. Notice my shoulders are coming up and they're covering my chin because my hand's no longer there. When I do the first cover, I want to retract slightly with the front foot. And I want to jump back with both feet. I want to go in with the left foot and slide slightly out with the left foot. Now, my front knuckles are near my temples here, and I'm pressing them into my temple and my elbows are shooting in. If I have the hands away from my head, whatever hits is going to come back at me. So I'm trying to make like an A-frame, pushing my knuckles into my head, elbows locked in tight, but I can still see through the gap. Step in, jab, twist, cross, slightly back for the cover. Now I use the backwards movement to load up for the second jab and the cross again. Okay, now as I throw that right cross, I have to twist through now and cover high with my left arm. So it's kind of like showing your muscles to this person. I can cover, but I can still see through this little gap here. Then I twist the other way and I cover this side. So my fist is close to my temple, my bicep is tense, my shoulders covering my jaw, and my elbows in tight to my body. So it's 1, 2, cover high, 1, 2, cover left, cover right. Okay, notice I'm twisting my feet from side to side as I cover. Twist the feet, twist the feet. Okay, next move, after I've rotated here, step, jab, cross again. Now I'm doing a slip. When I talk about slips in the room, it's a small movement, and it's kind of like showing somebody your new tattoo, right? Here's a slip. There's my new tattoo. There's my new tattoo. I don't want to take a big movement. If I move too far with the slip, then my next punch is too far away, and I'm kind of off balancing myself. So I just do a little movement. Slip, slip. If a punch is coming directly to my head, this sideways movement will make that punch just glance. Too big a movement, it's predictable for the person throwing the shot. They're going to adjust and they're going to counter strike, right? So I'm just thinking little slip, little slip. Now this slip loads up my jab cross again. And then from here, I've thrown that right hand, I drop down, roll under and reverse out, and drop down, roll under and reverse out. Now watch my feet are turning, right? Down, roll the feet out, down, roll the feet out. Okay, I have to make sure that when I'm twisting my feet, I'm taking my heels off the ground. I'll do the drill 2 more times. I'm going to step, 1, 2, cover. Step, 1, 2, left cover, right cover. Step, 1, 2, slip, slip. Step, 1, 2, weave, weave. One more time to the front, guys. Step, 1, 2, cover. Step, 1, 2, cover, cover. Step, 1, 2, slip, slip. Step, 1, 2, weave, weave. Have a little fun with the drill, guys. Pause the video, do it 3 or 4 times, get a sweat up, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, so back to the arms now. This is more of a kickboxing drill that we were doing and loosening up everything. I think in the first video, we were bouncing, getting the shoulders moving. So here's your drill. What we're going to do is we're going to start throwing the arms out in any fashion that you want to. Okay, it can be jab, crosses, small left hooks, right uppercuts. And I want you to think about these strikes like running, riding. It's not rigid. Boom, boom! It's ever flowing and moving, right? So I might start with uppercuts here. Note my shoulders are rolling. I might come up to hooks and straight punches here. I might join them together. It might be jab, cross, hook, uppercut, hook, rolling through, making sure everything's working. I also pay particular attention to my feet. They're not static. The toes aren't turned out and my knees aren't locked. They're in that position, that neutral position where I can roll and twist and bend where I have to. So every movement requires me to transfer weight from side to side. Okay, now, if you're pretty comfortable with it, you might start throwing a little bit of movement in there and punches in bunches. You can even parry right cross, right there, here we go. Moving around, jab, jab, right cross, uppercuts, hooks here. And the whole goal is to get everything moving and be light and loose without much thought. So every time I'm doing this, my legs, my hips, my body, it's constantly making little adjustments, making sure that it's flowing and it's neat. The other thing to think about with this while you're rolling through is to keep touching lightly on your jaw. It doesn't matter what one hand is doing, the other hand wants to be touching my chin after every single transaction, right? Every one of them, touching, 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 touching. This is where people get unstuck. They start to be more out here like I was at the beginning. You've got to remind yourself, touch the chin, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, touching the chin all the time. Give that one a go for 2 to 3 minutes, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, everybody, so now we're going to go back into your banachag, your roundhouse, insta kick, whatever you want to call it. I've got Mr. Mole and Sam here doing the kicks or demonstrating for us. And at the end of going through the practice of the kick, we'll give you another training drill, which is a really good balance and control drill with this particular kick. So, which leg do you want to kick with, Samo?
We'll go left so the camera can see it.
Okay, so the key points obviously is Sam's going to turn the bottom foot or the right foot all the way around. He's going to change the leg, execute, flick it back to his backside and land down. Now, the key points here, especially for beginners, is making sure that bottom foot is turned all the way around. Now, I know that in the beginning, white belt, yellow belt, sometimes the flexibility isn't there. So you might want to be able to turn like half or even 3/4. The key here is to actually get your belly facing the direction that the foot's coming through, okay? If your belly's front on, you're trying to kick across your center line, and you'll notice the foot wants to come across sideways, you have to get everything rotated around so your tummy's facing the direction. I'll get Sam to do a couple of fast ones, and when you're watching these videos, let's say if we're doing 5 kicks, I want you to focus on the leg that's on the ground for the first few. Then the next couple, you watch the leg that's kicking, and the last one, have a look at the posture. And the cool thing about the video, guys, you can rewind it and have a look and get every aspect of the kick, and then you got lots of sort of things to go by. Here's another one for you. If you've got someone in the house that can film you doing your kick, that you can do a side by side. You can have a look at Mr. Molin's kick, you can check out where yours at, and you can both critique it together and work out what areas you need to focus on. So show me a band rotation, Samo. Pop, nice one, flick it back. You can see how his foot springs back to his backside. That means the leg's loose when it has to be, and he can tense it back and chamber it again so it can get to the floor quickly. Show me another one. Pop, and down. Now, for those of you more senior belts, you want to start getting the kick up towards the head. All you have to do is drop the shoulders and the head down, the leg comes up. Remembering, anything over my shoulder height is a waste of energy. If I'm in a guarding stance, I'm 6 foot, and if I'm in a guarding stance, my chin drops down to about what, 5'4", 5'5", and that's what he's going for. So it doesn't need to be up here. Show me a dolly rotation, Samuel. Pop, and down. Notice how it snaps back, gets to the floor real quick. Pop, nice and down. Let's do one more time. Pop, and down. Now, have a look at the videos again. Watch feet, watch leg, watch the snap back of the kick, and watch his posture. Watch Sam's shoulders and head and see where it's at. I want you to pause, give it a little practice. In the next video, we're going to give you a focus exercise. Okay guys, for this exercise, and I'm particularly mindful of the kickboxers right now, because in kickboxing classes, we tend to be real it's blunt force training. It's using the hip and throwing all your power and your weight into the kick. We're not necessarily that focused on the intricacies of this kick. So I'm putting out a challenge to the kickboxers to try these exercises to get good leg control over this kick, so you can place that into the kick, turning kick wherever you want it to go, and they can be slick and clean, precise with everything you're doing, right? So, I'm going to get Sam to demonstrate now. At your house, you might be lucky enough to have, I don't know, something a bit higher, so you can challenge yourself. If not, a table or the back of the couch is fine. What you want to have is like a Tupperware or a plastic cup, a paper cup, that you can balance on top of the height that you think you want to work from. So lower belts, you might be talking about, I don't know, the seated part of the couch. For intermediate levels, or if you're more flexible, you might be talking about the back of the couch, or on a table, the dining room table, maybe with a cloth or a book on top with the cup on top of it. In this case, we're lucky enough to have a crash mat, so Sam's been working around about chest height to start with, and then I would challenge him to go higher. So here's the drill. Sam's going to chamber up the kick, and as he gets in position, he's going to move the cup along the target, and then he's going to come on the other side and move it back. Let's see how he goes. Chamber, gently move the cup along, and come over the other side, and move it back. Okay, it's a terrific control exercise, very precise. It's not just the accuracy here, it's him having balance and control over his entire leg. Okay, notice how he's bending the knee. If that's easy for you, you can try other drills, like maybe putting your toe on top of the cup and laying it down. Okay, let's give that one a try, Sam. Yeah, cool. You can try it again if you want. Go lay it down the other way. So nice controlled drills to work on. If you're doing the cup side to side, you might give yourself a challenge. So I'm going to try and move it 5 times that way, 5 times that way. So 10 times, and by the end of that 10, your hip is you're going to be feeling it, right? If you're lucky enough to have a training buddy, they can say, okay, yes, you turn your bottom foot, your leg's nice and straight. You don't want to have your knee bent. So can you give us a demonstration of a foot not turning and the knee dropping down? So this position here, and then just like winging it and trying to flick the leg out is no good. You want to make sure the foundation is true and correct. Sam, show you a good one again. So a turn, a nice straight leg to knock the cup down. If you give this a go for say 5-6 minutes, guys, pause the video and see how you go. Just occasionally before you press pause there, Jimmy, make sure you got someone close to you. If you get lightheaded, dizzy, you're going to fall over, that someone's there. If not, please be cautious, be careful with the training, and make sure you don't hurt yourself. We'll see you in the next video.
Okay, adults, so now we're going to finish off with a footwork drill. And the drill we're going to work on today is a pivot, and we're going to throw a couple of counter shots off that pivot, okay? So a pivot is really designed and used for if someone's striking towards you. Let's say someone's throwing across towards you, and I pivot off. Okay, now change the angle. I'm just going to strike back from a complete new angle, which gives me time to throw my shots out while they're trying to adjust to my new position. Okay, so start with the basics. So you're in your guarding stance, hands up. I'm going to push off my back leg. I'm going to start with a 90-degree pivot. So I push off my back leg, I spin on my front foot, and I pivot facing 90 degrees towards the opposite way. Okay, so I push off this leg, pivot, and I land with my guard. My feet still facing the way I'm going now, but it's a complete new angle. Okay, so do one from this position here. So I'm facing this way, I push off my back leg, pivot, and now I'm facing another direction, and my feet and my body's facing the way I'm going to. Okay, so we'll do two together. So do with me, left foot forwards, push off your right leg, pivot, keep the guard up, make sure your body's facing the way you're going, and now come back. Let's do one from the back angle. So now you're facing towards me as well, push off your back leg, pivot, and now you're facing towards a new angle, a new position. Okay? So now we've got the pivot, we're going to add a few different things you can throw once you've done the pivot into the drill. Okay, so let's say someone's throwing a strike towards me, I pivot off here, now I can step in for a jab cross. That's one option. A second option is as I pivot, that right cross comes, and I throw my left hook over the top, and then again I can answer with a right cross. Okay, so you have two striking options with your hand, pivot, 1, 2, or pivot and hook at the same time, and then drive through with your right cross. Okay? A third option to finish off is attacking with a leg. So someone's striking towards me, I pivot off, now I'm in position to throw an instep kick or a roundhouse kick. Okay? The strike comes in, I pivot, and I reply back with that roundhouse and that instep kick. Okay? Feel free to pause the video, practice it a couple times, and see if you can get the pivot down with the countering on top. Okay? Go for it.
Okay, adults, now to finish off, to round off the class, what we're going to ask the Adult Taekwondo program to do is to go onto the website and start to practice your pattern. If you get stuck, you have any questions, you give us a call, you text, whatever you need to do. Make sure you're getting your pattern as much as you can today, 3-4 times, okay? If you get stuck, you go onto the website, you can click, you can freeze on whatever part. If that doesn't make sense, you can give us a buzz and we can sort it out for you over the phone. For the adult kickboxers, to end your class, we invite you to join in with the Box and Burn program that will be uploaded. You've got access to it any time to get in your fitness, your training fitness. If you're lucky enough to have a boxing bag or a training partner at home, get in there and smash some targets, have some fun. To finish with, we want to talk about your push-ups. At our school, whites and yellow belts or whites and yellow singlets, you're really working about 5 to 10 push-ups. So I'll demonstrate them now. Feet together, hands shoulder width apart, all the way down, all the way up for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now when you go to yellow belt 2, you're talking 15, yellow belt 3s are 20, blue belt 1s 25, blue belt 2s are 30, blue belt 3s are 35, red belt 1s 40, red belt 2s should be able to do 45 push-ups, and any seniors at our club from Cholambo or red 3 up, you want to be hitting 50 push-ups. And we monitor that, guys. If you're a black belt, second day, you've been on for 5 years, you want to make sure you're still hitting your 50 push-ups without stopping, okay? Thanks very much for participating and joining today, guys. We'll see you in the next video.